So, I've had a long, like, if anybody's, like, been watching my videos for much of any length of time, you probably figured out that I have a long, steeping, burning hate for the police. I don't know exactly where it comes from, but I'm certainly justified in it, because whenever they piss all over our civil liberties, nothing gets done, essentially. Or it's a slap on the wrist, and they might be they might be relieved of duty for a little while, or they might have to, be taken out of their uniform, and they have to wear plain clothes. Oh, that's such a punishment, that'll show them. I don't even understand that kind of disciplinary action. It's so pathetic. The cases that actually do get prosecuted have to be so over the top. They have to be so extreme. These people have to be, like, permanently injured for anything to actually happen. And if you nipped it in the bud to begin with, it's like the torture memo. You have to so narrowly conceive of it. That the person has to die, be irreparably damaged before we decide, oh, wow, we shouldn't do that. That's a problem. Let's put some laws in place. And still, especially in the cases of where police have trespassed on the rights of the citizens, they don't even enforce the laws that are already in place. So that's a big fucking problem. It's a big fucking problem. And the first thing to do is for every citizen to take it upon themselves to videotape the police. I mean, it's the first thing to do, because having visual evidence out there really helps. I think it's disgusting that you even need something that solid. I just kind of think that, when a person walks away from a routine traffic stop with a black eye, that should be pretty self-explanatory. What the fuck was that, cop doing that happened? It should be pretty self-explanatory. But, that's not what happens. And I think that if the cops knew that there were going to be citizens who were not afraid to invoke their rights, to videotape them and put that stuff up on YouTube, put that stuff up on, wherever it could be seen, give it to the news, and get it out there that the cops need to be watched, and you need to be on your guard, and they need to be held under suspicion at all times. I think that is the first place we have to go right now. Because the cops always are on the wrong side of history. More often than not, and they're often a hindrance to any social movement which is really trying to create justice. It's not enough for cops to go and raid a drug den. Okay, that's not enough. That isn't your daily dose of I am right. That doesn't affirm you and your moral integrity to then go and abuse citizens. It's not enough to go and attempt to capture. Let me just go off on this one little tangent. The Green River Killer movie. I fucking hated that piece of shit. Not only was the dialogue inane, I thought, but also at the end where the guy, towards the end, where the cop says, he's essentially pats these guys on the back for not saying, oh, well, these are just prostitutes, and, treating them like human beings. Yeah, guys, you deserve some kind of trophy for that you actually did your jobs. Oh my goodness, you thought about other human beings, and you did what you're being paid by taxpayers to do. That's great. You must feel real good about that. Because we know that you're just a bunch of bigoted fucking bullies that come right off the goddamn playground, and you can't fucking do real police work, especially when you have to examine what is wrong with your department. But yeah, okay, that's my one little tangent with the Green River Killer movie. Oh, I get so, worked up about this whole thing because I see it around me all the time, and you can't intervene as much as you might want to because it's like, okay, I can't get arrested today. It's like, I don't have time for this, okay? I cannot get arrested today, and if I flip out that goddamn camera phone, they're gonna fucking arrest my ass, even though they shouldn't. The Supreme Court has been very clear about upholding the rights of the citizens to videotape in public areas. It's all over the ACLU's website. But that's just not what happens. We often just don't enforce the laws we already have. It's like you gotta just work on that. So this case with Anthony Beeler, I don't know if I've mentioned his name during the course of this video. I just get so blind with rage about the fucking police. I mean, that should be your first line of defense, and it's especially insidious that you can't trust those people to be concerned about the citizens that they're supposed to be. I mean, it's the fox guarding the chicken house, right? That's what it's like, because they are in their own little cabal. And but yes, this guy Anthony Beeler, I chose this. There are so many videos out there that are very clear that the police were in the wrong, but this one is kind of new, and I decided to give it a shout out because it's kind of new. The video evidence is very good, and the person that they're attacking is a war veteran, a West Point grad. He was the designated driver for the evening that he was assaulted. And yeah, so the petition and the video I saw are down below, but there are many videos about this particular case. So, give it a little search on Google, search on YouTube, and you'll find more information. Please do go sign that petition, because I really believe in supporting these people in whatever way you can. So yeah, good health to everybody. So everyone, one last thing. This is more to everybody who kind of thinks, oh, they have such a difficult job. Okay, I poked around a little bit, and I pulled up the Bureau of Labor Statistics study for this year, or for 2011, sorry. And cops didn't even make it on the list. Neither did firefighters. That's not to say that they don't have a hard job. And, again, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, when they're studying workplace fatalities, injuries, they're looking at the most extreme cases. And, shouldn't need to be a very extreme case to be considered a dangerous job. But I just like to point out that there are far worse jobs out there. And, actually studies that take into consideration the illegal jobs that people do, obviously the drug trade and prostitution would beat the crap out of the police. Police just need to fucking grow a backbone. They need to find their moral integrity again. And so I will link to that study as well. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to point out was that you can do a little Google search about some of these jobs. You can look by injuries, you can look at fatalities, illnesses. I'd like to point out that on several of those lists, what is on, like, in the top 10 will often be animal workers. Farmers, animal workers. I want everybody to think about what that means. Animal workers. The people working at Petco have a more dangerous job sometimes than the police. And it makes sense. The police have guns. They have legal immunity in a lot of cases. The police are the ones with the weapons, and they're often accosting unarmed citizens. So, of course, their job is not that dangerous. It is not as dangerous as they make out. They overreact out of paranoia.